Hey everyone, Merry Christmas, and Merry everything for those that aren't Christmas believers but still enjoy the holiday.
Merry holidays. I didn't mean to say Merry holidays. Happy holidays.
That's all right. Welcome.
I've been sick.
That's you poor thing. We've all been sick.
We're also wrapping presents.
Yes, we are in a steady stream of trying to get presents wrapped. We are in, the podcast studio, Deadpan Studio. Hey, Jake, come on in.
The door's locked. So.
Yeah, go ahead and let him in. We had a slight pause.
We paused, but you're not going to notice. Jake's here.
Well, you're going to notice because we just called it. But my nephew, Jake, awesome person. He stopped by. He's coming over to visit my other nephew. We have an official guest here. You've heard him on Soaking Nostalgia. You've heard him on BSF, Jordan Schmidt.
Hello.
They're brothers, by the way. So.
Yeah, Jordan and Jake, not me and Jordan, because that would be weird if he was my brother and nephew.
No.
It is Kentucky, but,
There has to be lines that are drawn at some point.
Yeah, that's right. But anyway, Jake came in to visit Jordan because Jordan lives in Chicago, as you all know. If you're joining us for the first time, surprise, he lives in Chicago.
It's first time live in studios.
Yeah. You sound a lot better than trying to go over mic, over audio equipment, over to,
I honestly wish I had my guitar with me today.
Yeah, that's okay. We're going to keep this as short as possible because, Jake just got here. We were trying to get an episode in before he got here, and he's wanting to spend a little bit of time with Jordan, so we're going to make this quick. We're going to talk a little bit about Christmas traditions because, again, right now we're recording. It is December 24th. If I can get this out tomorrow night, it'll be December 25th. If not, it's still Christmas week, so, deal with it. Anyway, as per usual, I am your host. I am the Matt.
I'm Kat.
And then, of course, again...
This is Jordan Schmidt.
Yeah, and if Jake decides to chime in at some point, he can too. He's just here to hang out, so, he just happened to come in at the right time. Anyway, business out of the way. First, if you would like to reach us, we have two ways you can for, especially this show, Deadpan Studio Presents. You can get us at deadpanstudio18@gmail.com as well as deadpan-studio.com. We have a link for you to send us emails. You can listen to episodes, find out about the host, guests, whatever. Now, if you're listening to us, obviously you're listening to us through one of the streaming services, but we have others. We have iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn, Spotify, as well as our main server, which also serves as an app on your iPhone or whatever, Podbean. Whatever you use. Podbean.com. Deadpanstudio.podbean.com. Woo! Okay, so that's the business. All right, so Christmas traditions. Fa la 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 la.
Why?
Why not?
Why?
So, Christmas traditions. Wow. What are Christmas traditions normally? Just
Traditional.
no shit. Basically, these are things that you try to do year after year, just something to get together, create a fellowship somehow, possibly, or just if you've got nothing else better to do, then you're going to do this every year. Just depends. I thought it would be cool on this show if we could just, go around and talk about some of the traditions that we seem to follow and like, and also some of the more weird traditions around the world. Jordan said he's got a few up his sleeve. I just pretty much Googled some. So
Now we talk about bad ones.
And Kat can talk about bad ones.
I know as a kid.
And then Jake can just shake his head like, that's so stupid.
Y'all are dumb.
I know when we were kids, there was always the traditional ones like leaving out milk and cookies for Santa.
Yeah.
As a child would. As you find out more and more about the history of that, it's actually quite silly why you do it.
Yeah, because what are you doing? Trying to give Santa Claus diabetes?
But it's traditionally a Norse tradition.
Yeah.
Where Odin would visit houses with his horse Sleipnir. You would leave that out for him to eat.
Sleipnir, the red-nosed reindeer? That doesn't have quite the same ring to it.
It really doesn't. But if you gave to Odin at that point, he would give you gifts in return. If you didn't, well, that was a curse you had to deal with. Now it's more dumbed down to, please give cookies to Santa because he's hungry.
Yeah.
He's just real hungry.
If I was Santa, I just want people to leave me money.
They don't spend it on the gifts.
Yeah. So what are some bad traditions?
Oh, we're already talking about that?
bad, awful, weird.
Elf on the Shelf.
Elf on the Shelf.
Can
Go ahead.
Can I cuss on this? No. Yeah, we cuss. But...
Just leave out the F-bomb just because it's Christmassy. Otherwise, yeah.
Can you believe it? No. Well, my entire sentence was going to start with... Sorry. Elf on the Shelf is stupid. Who wants to think that some tiny weird little creature is going around making messes in your house? Like, the kids already make messes. So, first you're going to clean up the mess they made during the day, finally get them in bed by like 10 p.m., and then make a mess that the stupid little elf has made that then you have to clean up just so it's magical for the kids.
Oh,
Santa's already the magical part. Like, screw the freaking elf.
I have clearly misunderstood these things. I always just thought they moved around a lot and were just creepy dolls.
You're both right.
It's just a money-making scheme.
Well, that's Christmas anymore. Unfortunately, it is a money-making scheme just because we live in a capitalist world.
Yeah, but you're paying, like, what, $20-$25 for this little figure? Plastic head, stuffed body, and you're just supposed to move it around your house.
I mean, on the bright side, at least...
Like you don't have enough to do.
At least your kids are trying to behave for at least 1 month a year.
Trying, and a lot of times failing. Love you, boys.
It's still there.
They do their best.
$20 on a toy to make them do that.
It'd be worth $20 to have kids mind.
Yeah. If someone tries to put an elf on the shelf in our house, I will throw it away.
I mean, personally, I'm creeped out by them in general because I have just a small fear of just dolls in general.
No one's a little weird doll watching me. Like, it's... Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's dumb.
So, officially, Kat hates the Elf on the Shelf.
Hate it.
They will not...
Naturally.
They probably will not sponsor this show.
Good. Don't want it. Don't want your product.
Well, I tell you what, Kat.
They have cereal this year.
Unfortunately.
Just another sugar cereal with some weird character put on it. Charge $4 for it. Here you go.
Is that really a thing?
Yeah.
It literally, yeah, it is.
Wow.
Hey, that's no worse than the Star Wars cereal that they have for $15 a box.
Yeah, but I would buy the Star Wars because I enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, I've read a weird tradition. It's out of Iceland. Surprise, surprise.
Iceland.
Okay. So Norse.
Yeah. We have a Yule cat.
Yule cat.
Yeah, a giant cat is said to roam the snowy countryside at Christmas time. Traditionally, farmers would use the Yule cat as an incentive for their workers. Those who worked hard would receive a new set of clothes, but those who didn't would be devoured by a gigantic cat-like beast.
Oh my god.
Why do I think that's
Work
like
hard
it's a euphemism for relationships?
It could be. I mean, let's think about how much we have celebrated cats throughout history. That does not surprise me.
Yeah, but here's the funny thing. Today, it is customary for everyone in Iceland to get new clothing for Christmas to avoid an unsavory demise. Good Lord.
I think there's a tradition I don't particularly like. I know it's a thing that everyone does every year. It's the ugly Christmas sweater.
Yeah.
I mean, I could take or leave that one.
I think that was a Canadian tradition where it started out.
Makes sense.
The only Christmas sweater I bought is cute. It's pink and fuzzy, and it's got a sequin reindeer face on it and the jingle bells.
I did see an ugly Christmas sweater that I actually kind of enjoyed. It comes with a pocket on the front for you to put your beer in.
I live in Chicago now. Like, ugly Christmas sweaters. I just want to be warm. It's so cold.
Walk around with a blanket or a shawl.
More just like heavy duty weather gear with heavy duty boots.
I've got another weird tradition, and this one's actually pretty widely known. It's called Colonel Santa. It is out of Japan. Can you guess what that is?
KFC.
Please.
People go crazy for KFC.
They love the Colonel.
They'll order it like so far in advance. They'll stand in line hours. They'll have it ready.
I'm not surprised. There is a video game based on the Colonel out of Japan.
But it's not even a national holiday in Japan, but it's hilarious. It's actually
Christmas dinner if they're not doing like more traditional foods or whatever. It's like, and you got to order that stuff. If they run out, they're out.
Yeah, and they actually have a slogan for it. It's called Kurisumasu Niwa Kentucky. Kentucky for Christmas. Now, Jordan, you mentioned something about weird tradition from, say, Germany. Tell us a little about that.
Oh, okay. Weird one is, most people know it as stockings now, but it traditionally was you would set shoes outside of your door with, like, straw and everything else for Santa or Krampus to eat from.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you just set your shoes outside. And it's always been strange to me, but it's like somehow slowly translated to stockings now that people hang on a fireplace.
That's pretty freaking weird.
Just because they smell bad. Honey, put your shoes outside.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's weird.
Fruitcake can go away.
Fruitcake.
Fruitcake has become a meme, but like I don't ever see anyone buying it.
I see people buy it, but I
stores.
never, ever, ever see anybody enjoy it.
I don't think it's purely a holiday thing now. I think I saw it even on the Great British Bake Off. Someone made fruitcake.
Yeah, they had them do that. I
That'd be
love
like
that
a
show.
Fresh one, but I don't get like eat fruit or eat cake. Don't. I mean, it's not like strawberry shortcake or where it's like a topping. It's like it doesn't look good.
Maybe you just haven't found the right fruit.
I do not want fruitcake.
Now, speaking of Germany, here's a good one. Pickle in a tree.
Pickle Rick, sorry.
Yeah, for those that don't know, I revealed this to Jordan last night. I have finally, even though it's in season 4 now, I have finally just started watching Rick and Morty. That made Jake drop a microphone.
I think that took mic drop to a whole new level there.
Yeah. So anyway, pickle in a tree. It said it's supposed to. It is believed to have started in Germany back in the 16th century. It's the tradition is you have to hide a pickle somewhere within the branches of the tree and give a gift to whichever child in the household finds it. That sounds so predatory.
Wait, what?
I mean, I can attest to this.
Wait, hide a pickle in the tree and then
Yeah.
whoever finds it gets an extra gift?
Yeah.
What about that's predatory?
I don't know, hiding a pickle and a kid finding a prize. I don't know. It just sounds weird.
Seriously, it's a thing. Like, now there are ornaments that you can buy for it.
Hey, Jake, if you want a bottle of water, there's some in the fridge.
There
was a soda that exploded. I apologize.
Well, that's not so different than like having tiny gifts and putting it on the tree, like little gift cards or
there's non-frozen.
Not the
like jewelry or something like in little bags.
Yeah.
Like put it on the tree.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much fun.
Yeah. No, you're fine. You're fine. I was gonna say, not to circle back to it, but we have Elf on the shelf, so we can't really point fingers. Pickle creepy doll.
Pickle creepy doll.
They both seem kind of on par with each other.
No, it's funny. Last year they tried to come out with a girl elf on the shelf, but I didn't see her at all this year. I don't think it did well.
I hope he doesn't sue us if he ever listens to this, but our friend Jason is actually friends with a guy named Brad Williams, the little person stand-up comedian.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious. By the fact that he put this joke out on Twitter, I just don't want him to think I'm stealing his material because I'm attributing it to him. The elf on the shelf, he said, is his new favorite sex move for his wife.
No, it's not. You're completely saying that wrong.
Okay, and you say it.
No. Tell the story like you told us.
Okay, the story.
Describe the picture he posted.
The story.
And then the caption.
Yeah, the story is that he is. It's a picture of him and his wife, who's an average-sized person, and he is kind of propping himself between her and a counter, and he's leaning over and he's kissing her, and he said that his wife doesn't like his new sex move, the elf on the shelf.
Not how you say it.
I can't remember. This was days ago.
It's not. It's their new favorite position.
It's their new favorite position, elf on the shelf.
For goodness sake.
That is not what I thought when this was all starting. I thought she was just placing him randomly throughout the house.
No, he was sitting. I haven't seen the picture from But from the other 2 times you told the story, which was completely different from how you just told it.
You do realize
sitting on a
lack of
couch-
sleep, stress.
Okay, people don't want to hear about how I'm stressed. He's sitting on a counter, kissing his oversized wife, and he's making a joke about how he's the elf on the shelf. Oops.
Glad it wasn't me this time.
And it's funny, and he didn't say sex move. You're the one saying sex position.
Whatever.
And now we need to bleep out that word because it's supposed to be Christmas.
What, sex?
Move on, please. Butchered the story.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I know, but you did it so badly. I was
I
like,
couldn't
you told
remember.
the story like 3 times the
I
same
couldn't
way, and this time you just like said it like a different story. And I hate when you do that.
Okay, so in Spain, in the town of Catalonia, they actually have a tradition called the poop log.
Hoopla.
Yeah.
You have my attention.
It says every evening between December 8th and Christmas Eve, the children feed the log small treats with water and leave him under a blanket to keep him warm. It is made from a hollow-out log with legs and a smile and a red hat, which is really creepy.
It's not where I saw this going.
But I love how this says, on Christmas Eve, things get weird, as if that's not already weird.
It's already weird. You're putting things inside a hollowed-out log with a
Ch-
face.
Children are tasked with beating the log with sticks while singing traditional songs, which include amazing lyrics such as poop log, poop nougats, hazelnuts, and motto cheese. If you don't poop well, I'll hit you with a stick. Poop log.
What in the actual freaking heck?
I know it's strange, but I'm still trying to figure out the correlation to why it's called poop log.
Wait, what? So they're supposed to take care of it and then beat the shit out of it later.
After the poop log is properly beaten and serenaded, the log magically poops out presents and candy where he is then considered useless and thrown in the fire for warmth. I could get behind this tradition.
No.
That is a very volatile tradition.
Just take care of this thing, then beat the hell out of it, and then burn it.
Think
After you get what you want out of it.
of what it tells your children. If you don't get what you want, beat it to death and it will eventually give you what you want.
But if you're saying it's okay.
Like, abuse is not okay. Even to tree logs.
And to hollowed out tree logs with faces.
I tell you what, you've got to love these
Strange.
the people that live in the Netherlands, the Swiss and the Nordic people. You've got to love this. They're in Sweden. They have the Donald Duck tradition.
Elaborate.
Okay, it's
Please.
called Kalla Anka Ochans Vaner Onskar Gajul. Donald Duck and his friends wish you a Merry Christmas. Every Christmas, families around Sweden gather around the television at 3 p.m. sharp to watch Donald Duck. Everything on Christmas is planned around the television special. And more than 40% of the population still tune in like clockwork.
But why?
Why Donald Duck?
I don't know. It's
Is there like a special Christmas episode or a show that
there's a 1958 Christmas special.
with Donald Duck?
Yeah.
He's just a duck with no pants.
Maybe that's why it's a tradition.
I mean, I could get wanting to. I mean, if it's a Christmas special, sure, watch it. But why is it that specific one? Why is it such a big deal? But also, I guess, why do we watch the Charlie Brown one so heavily, or Rudolph? I mean,
I do not.
well,
Look, we just got Disney Plus, so that's about what we're going to be watching for Christmas.
actually, I don't think either of those are actually on there. But
No,
I stick to Home Alone
Home Alone.
and Die Hard.
That's on. Well, Home Alone's on there. Die Hard's not. South Africa has where your Christmas food would include fried caterpillars.
no thanks.
Interesting.
Italy follows Befana the witch as opposed to Santa Claus.
Okay.
What
I can get behind that.
What did she do?
Okay.
Okay, tell me. Yeah, you can't just say they follow a witch instead of Santa and not elaborate on what her.
According to folklore, an old woman named Befana visits all the children of Italy to fill their stockings with candy and leave them presents if they've been good, just like Santa. He enters through the chimney and is left treats by the children who live there, typically wine and local delicacies. Didn't say why. They just do. They just rather follow a witch than Santa.
Honestly, it sounds more plausible.
Yeah, magic.
Yeah. Now, I saved that. I have not read this, so this is actually going to be a first for me. The Ukraine is weird. If anybody's watched Masha and the Bear, you understand.
Oh my God.
I have just experienced this week, and wow.
Yeah. Ukraine's strangest festive tradition is called a cobweb Christmas.
Sounds like terrible.
Yep. We have baubles, tinsels, and stars. That's us. Ukrainians use decorations that mimic the natural formation of spiders' webs, shimmering with dew.
I'll just buy some tinsel and have my nightmare be on my tree.
Yeah, it says the tradition goes back to folk tale about a poor widow who cannot afford to decorate a tree for her children. And legend has it that spiders in the house took pity on her. Yeah, spider taking pity on the family's plight and spun beautiful webs all over the tree, which the children awoke to find on Christmas morning.
Charlotte's Web.
That's really sweet, actually.
that is
I
sweet.
like that.
But also spiders.
Yeah.
I have no problems with them. Just, I have a rule. You are completely fine. Just do not come in my house. Once you
Me
cross
too.
the threshold, it's done.
Like, you're outside. Well, they're. I say that, but there's this one spider, and this was when it was still warm. It had made a nest, or not a nest, a web. So in our backyard, there's a tree bush thing close to the house, and then there was like a little slide, and then a swing set. It had connected from the bush to the swing sets.
Mm-hmm.
This frickin' spider. Oh my God. No one else was home at the time. I had to take it down because the boys, I mean, I'm not going to leave this giant ass spider
Well, of
where
course
they're going to
not.
be going up and down the slide, running around. I'm like, no, gotta go, gotta die. So I killed it. It took like 10 minutes to kill this thing. It was resilience, I tell you.
Resilient.
It's
But otherwise, if it had been like, anywhere else, I'm like, unless you're crawling on me, or like, but if it's outside, it's okay. If it's inside, fair game. Like, I'll catch a moth, I'll catch a ladybug, other bugs, let you go back outside. A moth, catch it, put it back outside. Spider, mm-mm. You dead. Okay.
All right, so now that we've reached this point about weird Christmas traditions, how about we go around and talk about some of our traditions, which we probably consider normal, but could be considered weird to somebody else listening to this.
okay.
Yeah. Who wants to go first?
I know our family for a very long time used to watch Christmas Vacation every
Oh my
year.
gosh, my dad, if he doesn't watch Christmas Vacation, it's not Christmas. So yeah, we watch Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, we never had a specific day, but it always would happen.
Yeah, always have to watch it. I think my dad said last time I saw him, he'd already watched it like 4 times.
Don't get me wrong, Chevy Chase, terrible person, but that's a great movie.
Oh my goodness,
I know.
that's just the chaos. I had. It wasn't a tradition that my parents started, but I have. It's still at my parents' house. But the pokey little puppy golden book.
Oh, yeah, I remember
I
that.
assume it was at Hallmark. We bought an ornament of him, and he came with a teeny tiny little golden book, like 2 inches by 2 inches, like so cute. But it was the full story, and I had this thing when we were decorating the tree. Every time I took it out, I would read the little book and then put it back in the box and hang them up. Like every time I'd read the tiny little book. It was so freaking cute. It's just a tiny little book, and it wasn't like a fake, just a piece of cardboard. It was like actually a little tiny book.
Yeah.
And it was so cute.
The only thing I have to ask is, did it have tiny little pages that you could turn?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was just a miniature version of a regular little golden book. Like, it was the full story.
That is fascinating.
It's so freaking cute.
Yeah, we grew up on little golden books.
I wonder if there's other characters that have an ornament with a little book out there floating around.
I
on
would
eBay
not
or
doubt
something.
it. Would have to eBay or
Yeah.
Amazon it. So,
I just know he was part of the rotation. I'm like, oh my god. And I love miniature stuff, so the fact that there was a miniature book that was like real,
yeah.
so cute.
I'm going to be looking up if there's a tinybooks.com.
I have a tradition that I'm sure a lot of people share with me, because otherwise, why would the business be open? Me and my late brother, we would go every Christmas day or evening, just depending on when things slowed down. We would go see a movie. So ever since he passed, I didn't get to last year, and honestly, it really saddened me. But
we're going to do it this year.
Yes, yeah. So we haven't decided which movie we're going to watch, but hopefully we'll get to see. I don't know. I honestly don't care what movie we watch. I know what I want to watch. So, but that's that's one of my annual traditions, and apparently enough people like it that the movie theater stays open for it. Yeah. I do seem to remember, there was one time we went, and my brother's was he driving his Dodge Spirit at the time?
Oh, that thing.
Yeah. No. He was driving. He was driving my mom's old GMC Jimmy. That's what it was. You remember that SUV?
Oh my God, I remember that thing.
I just remember us going one year that it snowed and iced, and the theater still showed a movie. I can't remember exactly which movie, but I remember there's a steep hill. Coming in, we were great. Leaving, we had a little bit of trouble. I remember him having to drive around the movie theater building just so he can get enough speed and traction to make it up.
Yeah, physics.
Yeah, he made it. We made it.
The parking lot for this theater in Glasgow is weird. There's I get they need drainage for heavy rains, but it's like this giant asshole dip in the middle of the parking lot.
I just always feel like when you're pulling into that parking lot, it's been a long time for me, but I always feel like when it's icy and snowy there, you just have to have amazing drifting skills and just kind of slide right into be able to just get to a parking spot.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Well, that's sort of like what happened one of the first times that me and Kat, hung out together. Me, her, and her friends. It was for one of the last Twilight movie to come out. It was it premiere night?
Yeah, it was premiere night right here.
And I went with them.
Icy? It was icy. I remember.
It was very icy.
I remember it being cold as hell, but it was icy.
It was very icy. Yeah, that was interesting trying to get my car out of there.
Oh man, that's cold.
I was more interested that you were seeing a Twilight film.
I invited her.
Yeah, she invited me, and this was one of the first time we were hanging out. So, and it was a group setting. It made her feel a little more at ease. And honestly,
Kayla.
Honestly, once the movie started, she said I was not there anymore. She was on the edge of her seat the whole night.
I was heavily involved, so
yeah.
I'm sorry.
She was on the edge of her seat. Yeah, she was.
10 out of 10.
Twinkle, twinkle, little vampire.
Yeah.
Damn straight.
You leave Batman alone. Oh man, Jake, you have any traditions you want to chime in with? No, he's cool. No, he was here for he's just here for the ride. Anybody else want to talk about any more traditions?
I know Laura and I, we have a little Christmas tree we've been growing. It's a Hawaiian Christmas tree, and for the last couple of years, it's been through a move with us, and every year we get a little ornament for it that we put on it.
That's so cute.
Did you name it Dwayne?
No, it's like every other plant. She named it Peter.
Nice.
Your wife is strange and amazing, and we love her to death.
I love you, Laura. I've loved you since the first
We do.
day I met you.
I love her to death. It's
Yeah.
just slow. It's slowly growing bigger as an inverted Christmas tree. It's a very strange thing to see.
A tradition that I have that I've followed for quite a while, pretty much almost every single Christmas, even with you, is I like to open a present on
Christmas Eve,
which I feel like a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
There's something small.
She just can't stand the anticipation.
Something.
Yeah.
That's actually a tradition in my wife's family.
Yeah.
They let every child open up a gift. They don't open gifts, but every child's allowed to open up a gift on Christmas Eve. And so they have to search through all of them to find the one specific one that you want to. And it's like a gamble.
Look, as angry as the kids, I'm not gonna. I'll bleep out their names. As angry as the three of them would be by only getting to open one, that is never going to fly in this house.
Not to their little.
Not to our house or their mommy and daddy's house. Love those boys.
Something I want to do.
Yeah,
I never
I'm sure.
try to I never try to pick anything that seems like one of the grander gifts. I just, it's just nice to have a open little something.
I go for the heaviest thing. Get it out of the way.
Weight doesn't always mean like best gift, but I mean,
I never said it did.
Yeah, I'm weird. I don't have many traditions. I just have the one. Other than that, I follow traditions, as in like I am woken up in the mornings as soon as the kids wake up. I get in the car and drive to their house so that they can open up presents at their mommy and daddy's, and they come over to us and then they open ours.
So I want to see them open our gifts.
Yeah.
I will say, for not having kids, the greatest gift of tradition for me now is being able to sleep. And just wake up when I want to.
Guess who's getting coal in his stocking from me? All right, so we weren't going to keep this very long. We're in about a little over a half hour, so
I had another one, but I forget.
That's okay. Let's go ahead and bring this to a close. I just wanted to do a little something for the holidays, a little fun, and why not? Jordan was in, so
I like to send Christmas cards.
yeah.
I've tried to do that the last few years.
Some years are more successful than others.
Dude, one year I freaking made cards.
Yep.
Lost them. Did I send out others like at the last minute?
There was one year that
and
you
I
sent.
Found them
There was one year you sent them out, and it took them weeks.
I know.
I think it took over a month for them to get delivered.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, once we took them to the post office.
Oh.
Yay, USPS.
I only know one person who's got a card so far this year. I'll have to ask the others.
Yeah.
I've gotten a couple cards from people who also asked for our address, but
Yeah. All right. So, all right, everybody. Thank you. Oh, yes. No. Go ahead.
I was mad this year because I bought elf cards last year. That was his face going Santa, but then I couldn't find them. So look forward to those next year.
All right, and with that, we're going to go ahead and bring this episode of Deadpan Studio Presents to a close. We just want to do one little thing before the end of the year. We do have a lot of cool things coming up.
Some pre-recorded stuff.
Yeah.
I've heard some of it. It's amazing. You really should tune in.
Yes.
I'm going to premiere my podcast sometime next year.
Yes.
I've solidified all my...
The plan so far is to do the season of Soaking Nostalgia.
Finalize, sorry.
That's okay.
Solidified.
Then, if Kat is ready by then, she will premiere hers. If not, then we will go ahead and do BSF Season 2, and then we will do Kat's. It's all depending on her.
More than one, because I wouldn't want the same upload day.
Well, it's not that. It's schedule.
Yeah.
Who has the time?
I would only need you for it.
Yeah.
The sound.
So that's the plan so far. But we will keep you updated. We're going to have a couple production meetings in between then, listeners, and as we know, then you will know.
And if you want updates on my podcast, follow
the
History of...
On Twitter.
Yes. I think it's the History of...
The History of with Kat.
No.
Something like that. I can't remember.
Let me look.
Because I didn't create it.
Let me look. Okay, it's the History of ... podcast in the... What's the symbol that does this?
Oh, the at symbol or the bird? I don't know.
No.
What are you talking about?
I thought the Macarena was happening right now.
These little curved bitches. What the
Oh,
hell?
the parentheses.
Parentheses. Those bitches.
Anyways, follow her. If you follow Deadpan Studio on Twitter, you'll be able to find hers because we follow her.
_28. Just look for that.
Yep.
Ignore when it was created. That's not.
She's apparently had this Twitter handle, this Twitter for a while, but she never used it.
Twitter so I could complain about things without anybody knowing it was me, and then I forgot about it.
She was the complete antithesis of what Twitter is used for today.
I deleted like 6 times on that account, and then I
Keyboard
forgot.
warriors.
So, anyways.
All right. So again, if you would like to reach us, deadpanstudio@gmail.com, our website, deadpan-studio.com. Listen to it all the streaming sites. If you want to, if you can't remember what that is, just start this over and listen again. It's a fun episode. Anyway, that is it for us. Everybody, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Once again, I am the Matt.
I'm the cat. No, I'm not the cat. I'm Cat.
There you go.
And I'm Jordan Schmidt.
Happy holidays.
And the silent one is also Jake Schmidt. He also does speak. He's just not on mic.
He just doesn't want to be on mic. He doesn't want to. It's fine.
But that's okay.
He's like the silent magician's assistant.
Yeah.
He's like, I just want to go get some food, guys.
Yeah. And with that, we'll bid you all adieu. See y'all later.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Yeah.